You're watching Nickbox.com. I'm the Nick.
And this is the box.
Today is August the 15th, the 15th day of vlog every day in August 2014. It's already halfway through the month. How in the world can it already be the 15th? Well, as they say, time flies.
There's a storm a-brewing.
Okay, you can't really tell because I've got so many freaking lights on, but there's quite the storm outside right now. The question of today is coffee or tea? I am very familiar with coffee and tea. I was actually the craft service guy on one of the movies I worked on. The last movie I worked on, it was called Easier with Practice. And we had very long shooting days. And we'd have a certain number of hours between when we left and when we could show up. So every day got progressively later and later and later until at the end of the week we were going in at like 6 p.m. and working an overnight shift. Now this was fine and all for most people, but I myself, being craft service, had to be there an hour before everyone else so that I could make a very large pot of coffee, because we had a lot of people that drank a whole lot of coffee. So I got really good at making coffee. And I always used to try to have hot water too, because there's definitely the coffee drinkers and then there's the tea drinkers, and nary the two would meet. But I was also the last one to leave because I had to have water and snacks and all the goodies for people to eat. And even after everyone else went home, I got to pack up all of the snacks and goodies and the water and the tea and the coffee, whatever was left over, and then go shopping for more, because we had to do it all over again the next day. I really wasn't much of a coffee drinker up to that point. I made a good cup of coffee because that was my job, not because I actually drank it. And then one night comes along, and it is freezing outside, and it wasn't supposed to be cold, but it was cold. It was very cold. And I didn't have a jacket because it wasn't supposed to be. So knowing that I was not a coffee drinker, I poured myself a nice big cup of coffee, and I put in a lot of cream, and I put in a lot of sugar because I like my drinks sweet. I take this cup of coffee and I hold it for dear life because it is so warm against my freezing fingers. But then decide, as great as warm fingers feels, the inside would feel better if it was warm. So I take this big gulp of coffee and I feel the warmth just oozing down inside my throat. And I realized I really don't like coffee. I got so sick that night from drinking this cup of coffee. It was not a pleasant experience. I see people love coffee. No. Just no. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. And thanks for being awesome.